I'm Ghost Rider and I just burned out your soul. Like this movie burned out my heart. Sorry for that, but you'll be seeing that in this movie at least 4 or 5 times. Now this is Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, starring Nicolas Cage, and a bunch of actors I respect so much, I'm not going to mention their names. Now, I would just like to say before I do my own review that I saw 3 or 4 reviews for this that weren't very positive. Now, I'm a Nicolas Cage fan, and I'll see just about any movie he's in, whether it's Season of the Witch, or that terrible movie The Wicker Man, or The Weatherman, which I thought was okay, but he's been in a lot of good movies that I actually enjoy watching. Now, I didn't want to believe all the negative reviews. I really want to go in saying, no, they're all wrong, they're all wrong. It's a good movie, but I'm sorry, I'm going to have to join that class. Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance is a giant car wreck of a film. But before we get to all that's negative about this film, let me just get out what's really good about this film. Ghost Rider. The look of Ghost Rider is much, much better than the first one. And I didn't really like that look. It looked really cheap and plasticky and looked like, I don't know, like he was old or something. But this one looks really badass. And all the action he does in it is also badass too. That's it. That's the only thing that's good in this film. Everything else is wrong. Okay, now remember that really cool trailer that you saw before you saw this movie? Well, I'm not shitting you, but literally that entire trailer takes place in the first 40 minutes of this movie. I'm not even kidding. There's maybe 1 or 2 scenes in that trailer that don't happen in that frame. But for the most part, you've seen all the good parts in the trailer. And I really hate it when movies put all their best scenes in the trailer, and then you sit there for an hour and a half, and you're like, what, this isn't what I came to go see. And what was even more shocking was I saw, by far, the worst performance I have ever seen by Nicolas Cage in one specific scene. I'm going to reenact it for you. Hang on 1 second. Here you go. How does he go? Look, you. There's this rider in me, and if he gets out, you're gonna be nothing. You hear me? You're gonna be nothing. So you're gonna tell me what I want to know, or that's exactly how he acts in one specific scene, and it was so shocking. I couldn't even believe that was Nicolas Cage. Okay, and another thing that was just disappointing was this movie, whoever wrote this script needs to be fired, because when you see the trailer, it seems simple enough. All it is the devil wants to get a hold of this kid, and this drunken alcoholic black monk wants Nicolas Cage to use his Ghost Rider side to protect the kid. Okay, that seems simple enough. But the movie can't even follow that. It goes so far off it. After the first 30 minutes, it gets crazy. And don't worry, I'm going to do a spoiler zone. I'm going to spoil this whole movie. That way you don't have to waste $7.50 like I did. Now, this is probably the worst movie I've seen so far this year. There's maybe 1 or 2 other movies I'll probably see this year that might be worse, but this is a terrible film. It has just everything wrong. The only thing good about it is Ghost Rider. But despite all that, I had fun seeing this movie. it's a Nicolas Cage film, so you kind of have to know what you're getting into before you go into the theater. So, despite all my complaining, you know, I'll put it this way. A drunk person would have a lot of fun with this movie. So, overall, I'm going to give Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance a solid 3 out of 10. My lowest score, yes, but heck, I had fun with it. I wouldn't mind seeing it again with a few drunk buddies of mine. Now, I'll see you next time in my next movie review. Alright, welcome to Spoiler Zone, and here we go. Okay, the movie starts, I don't know, somewhere in Italy or Europe, but I don't know, some really raggedy-ass monk castle, and I'm not going to say the actor's name because I really like him and respect him, so I'm just going to pretend it's someone else and call that person Black Alcoholic Monk. Okay, so Mr. Black Alcoholic Monk rides up to this castle and tells the head priest saying, hey, you know, we gotta get this kid out of here because they're gonna come after him. And the priest says, oh, don't worry, this is a certified fortress. There's no way they can break in here. Literally 5 seconds later, a bunch of armed thugs come in, kill all the priests in there, and then the kid with his mom goes through like a secret door that leads to that basement, and then they drive out through, and Black Alcoholic Monk goes after them on his bike, while a bunch of thugs in a car shoot him off the mountain. But as he's falling off the cliff, he manages to shoot the tire off and causes the car to crash, so that the mom and the little boy that's apparently so important gets away. And then Black Alcoholic Monk decides he needs to go find Nicolas Cage and say, look, I know you're the writer, and I need you to save this boy. And if you do, then this order I know, which, you know, I don't necessarily trust, will lift your curse. And Nicolas Cage is like, okay. And so, he waits till nightfall, and then he goes into his crazy Ghost Rider state, and he drives out, and apparently the mom and her son are being attacked by these, like, bounty hunters or whatever. So he goes there, and quite literally, when Ghost Rider arrives, he's standing there. He just stands there, and he does, you know, Ghost Rider does a lot of posing in this movie. It's shocking because he's just standing there looking. And remember in the first movie he had that ability where he grabs you and he looks into your soul and he burns you from the inside out? Well, the first guy that he does this with, he literally is looking, he's holding him and just staring at him for like 4 minutes. I was like, well, why does it take you that long? He's just staring at him. I'm like, is he gonna do anything? No? I mean, eventually he burns him, but it like takes so long. And then all of a sudden, the two thugs left bring out like a rocket, like a grenade launcher. Now listen, grenade launcher, not very powerful. And they fire 2 at Ghost Rider. He hits a car, and then the next scene, Nicolas Cage wakes up in the hospital. So apparently, modern weapons can hurt Ghost Rider. Okay, okay, that's fair enough. Okay, maybe if he takes enough damage, it'll actually hurt him. So Nicolas Cage wakes up in a hospital, and he follows this kid's mom, and he says, you know, we should help each other out, so, you know, because it's my job to save this kid. So apparently, these bounty hunters decide that they need to get more firepower, so they go to this drug dealer or these weapons deals, and they buy 4 javelins. You know, you remember Call of Duty? Those javelins, those really big rocket launchers you use to blow up tanks? Yeah, they buy about 4 of those, and then Ghost Rider shows up again, and I kid you not, he gets hit with a javelin. Direct hit, and you think that if 2 little rocket grenades can put him in the hospital, you think this would kill him, but no, he just brushes it off like, wait, so you're telling me that 2 little grenade launchers can put him in the hospital, but a giant javelin that can take out a tank doesn't do anything? Okay, so they fire like 1 or 2 more at him, and they hit him, and these are like direct hits. Okay, and then Ghost Rider pulls his chain off and goes God of War on everybody, and starts just killing people left and right. And then he jumps into this giant bulldozer, I don't know, wrecking ball thing, and he sets the thing on fire, and it's all badass looking. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, and he just starts pounding on people, blowing them up, and then the mom and the kid drive away, and he gets on his bike, and he chases him, and he catches, and then right when he's about to do his little eye thing to the mom, the boy says, "Put my mom down," and he does. And then, I don't know, let's see, let's just jump a couple minutes. Alright, so they have a little moment where Nicolas Cage and the boy are on the bike doing a couple little bike tricks, and then they finally get to this monastery, and you'll never believe who shows up. Raiden from Mortal Kombat, Mr. Christopher Lambert. I thought this guy died years ago. I'm sorry, I really like you, but I thought you died years ago. And he's the head of this monk order, and his face is all tattooed, and he's like, "You did a good job bringing the boy here, now we'll lift your curse." And Nicolas Cage goes into this cave with a bunch of lights, and apparently if he's hit with too much light, the Ghost Rider comes out of him. So he loses his powers, and then all of a sudden, they go all End of Days. Remember End of Days when Arnold Schwarzenegger brings the girl to the church, and then you find out the church really wants to kill the girl so that the devil doesn't get to her? Same thing with the boy. They want to kill the boy, but then the devil sends this little, I don't know, he sends this little monkey boy, Mr. Decay guy, in which he's this demon. I'm not going to explain how he comes in the movie, it's really stupid. But he shows up, and he has the ability to decay anything he touches. So he basically decays all the monks that are about to kill this boy, and then he takes him to the devil. And so Nicolas Cage, powerless, teams up with the mob and Mr. Alcoholic Black Monk guy, and they find a bunch of guns hidden in a monastery where the monks are. So basically, these are a group of drunken, gun-carrying monks. So, not making any sense. And then they decide to go to this little ceremony thing where the devil's, I don't know, he's doing this little dance, and he looks like he's all high, and he's transferring his powers to the boy. And then right there, Nicolas Cage shows up, tries to save the boy, gets knocked down, and then Mr. Decay guy, who can decay anything he touches, is touching Nicolas Cage's face like this, but he's not decaying. What's going on? His powers were working for like a good 20 minutes. What's wrong now? Why isn't he decaying? And then the boy is kind of half possessed by the devil, and he decides that he's gonna vomit all over Nicolas Cage with fire. So he turns him back into Ghost Rider after. And then he does his little chain thing and kills everybody God of War style again, which is also really cool. And then the devil grabs the boy, I don't know, I think he hits Ghost Rider and hits him down real quick. Then his bike shows up, and then there's a car chase, and there's explosions everywhere. He takes Mr. Decay guy, they're fighting on the back of a truck. He gets thrown on the road, gets run over, and he says one of the corniest lines out in this whole movie. He says, "Roadkill," which is corny and not even badass like. And then he finally takes his little chain thing after getting to the car the devil is driving with his little bastard son, breaks the car in half. How the kid survives this crash, I don't know. And then he grabs the devil, and the devil says, "You were the worst deal I ever made." And he throws him in the air, grabs him his chain, and hits him so hard that he goes right back down to hell. And then all of a sudden, Ghost Rider turns all bluish, because apparently Ghost Rider was, you know, originally an angel that was brought down to hell and was just and he went insane. And then he brings the boy back by touching him with blue fire. I'm not kidding. And then the movie ends, and he says, "I am Ghost Rider." And that's the end of the movie. I hope the spoiler alone saved you $7, because trust me, if you were expecting a good movie, don't watch this movie. I will see you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe up below, and I will see you next time.